Hello everybody, welcome again to Marbeck Dairy, and Vita Plus is a day in the life of a calf grower. I'm Jonathan, and in today's segment we're going to look at the newest addition that I've added onto our calf barn. Our calf barn was originally 144 stalls divided into 4 rows, and now we are 196 stalls divided into 4 rows, so we added on 48 more stalls. The reason we're going to look at the addition is that I've changed a few things, and there's a few things that I've improved, and there's a couple things that I should point out for future more improvement. The calf barn was big enough when we originally built the calf barn, but as the dairy has grown, we are starting to see some issues, and so the next 48 stalls will make room for the growth that we have had and the growth that we will see in the future. So now the calf barn should be complete and where it is. Just so everybody knows, a few things to note when we were building the barn. We completed the barn here in the end of August, beginning of September. We started to see respiratory issues, and I brought in Ann Hoskins from Vita Plus and Kyle Matthew from Egg Partners to help me figure out what was going on. I would highly suggest that if you face any troubles in your new expansion that you invite out your consultants. They immediately identified a problem with my positive pressure tubes. We added 3 clamps to the system, and all of a sudden respiratory issues once again dropped down to 0 for us. I couldn't have done it without them, and they also come by and they're full of inspiration, especially for us this time of the year when it's getting colder, and I know everybody's frustrated with milk prices, so it's really good to see them. Speaking about some of the changes between the original calf barn and the new calf barn, is in the new calf barn we dropped the 2-foot wall behind the pens by a couple inches. What this did is allowed for air to come through any draft, and it would actually drop into a trough instead of dropping onto something level with the calf pen, so it won't drop in. And the real main advantage is when we go to wash pens with our garden hose, is now when water comes out the back of the pen, instead of being level with the next calf down that might be able to lick it from the other side or further down the row, it now drops into that trough and is completely out of the calf's reach. So it's been really nice, and it's worked quite well from the washing that we have done so far. Some of the other things that we have changed is instead of T8 lights and incandescents, we now have LED lights in the new section, and what a difference LEDs make. It is whiter and brighter. There's a definite difference in the barns. That end is definitely brighter at night than this end, which this time of year is a wonderful thing as it gets dark at about 4:30 here. Other things that we changed, there's a different head gate down there. The new head gate, I don't know if I am completely in love with it, I'll be honest with you. It only has one opening for a calf's head to come in and out, and she has to somewhat twist her neck to get to either the milk or the feed. And the 2 pails actually overlap on their lips where the 2 meet. So I've been finding that we end up with more moisture in our starter, so we end up dumping starter more often. And also it's more inconvenient to actually get a calf started on a pail, because you have to not only get her to get her head through, but also to get her head through and turn it slightly to actually get at the milk. I don't know if I'll change that in the future or if I'll find a different way to weld the headlocks, but it is something to note that my old sections had 2 openings for the calf, one for the milk replacement and one for the starter. I wish I would have kept it to 2 openings. Also, I happen to have been on a friend's farm recently, thank you Tia, and I noticed that she has roughly the same as my original, but not only that, but her 3 section is about 5 or 6 feet tall, so you don't even have to bend to enter the pen when you open the small gate. I thought, if only I would have known that slightly before I actually added on to my expansion, I probably would have put those in. But other than that, the barn is the same dimensional wise as these pens. They're all 12 foot at the 3 hex section, so it's 4 feet by 7.5 feet long. We still have Gen Air curtains. I still love the Gen Airs. They create a nice tight seal, no air really drafts in. We had a couple of sick calves, and so we had to come up with a way with how to keep them warm here in the barn. And we ended up finding a fairly decent solution with plywood and some heat lamps. Thanks again everybody for visiting us here at Marbeck Dairy, and thank you to our consultants who always help us do a great job here at the farm. I want to wish everybody a happy holiday and best wishes going into the new year. Thanks again everybody.